A few years ago, I bought a small off-grid cabin deep in the woods. No cell service, no neighbors for miles. Exactly how I like it. It's my escape when I need to unplug from work and people. Especially people like Karen. Karen lives in my neighborhood back in the city. She's the HOA busybody who loves telling everyone what they can and can't do with their property. She once wrote me up because my mailbox was too rustic for her taste. I've never invited her to my cabin, or even told her where it was. But apparently, word got out that I had a cute little cabin in the woods. And that was all Karen needed to hatch a plan. One Friday evening, I packed up my truck and headed out to my slice of heaven. I got there just before sunset, unpacked, lit a fire, and settled in with a good book. A few hours later, I hear crunching gravel outside. I peek out the window, headlights bobbing down my driveway. I wasn't expecting anyone. The road is gated, and you have to know the combination to get in. So I grab my flashlight and step out onto the porch. And who do I see climbing out of an SUV? Karen. In a puffy jacket, big smile plastered on her face, followed by her husband and 3 other couples I've never seen before. She waves like we're best friends. "Hey, hope you don't mind. We needed a weekend getaway, so we thought we'd come enjoy your cabin." I was stunned. She'd somehow gotten the gate code. Probably asked my neighbor who helps keep an eye on the place. I told her, politely but firmly, that this was my private property. She scoffs, saying it's so rude of me not to share, especially since I barely use it anyway. Her husband starts unloading coolers, sleeping bags, and lawn chairs like they're at a campground. I realized fast, if I didn't shut this down now, they'd be cracking beers in my living room and hogging my generator by nightfall. So I smiled, told them I'd get everything ready inside and to just hang out on the porch for a few minutes. I slipped inside, locked the door, grabbed my keys, and quietly slipped out the back. I drove my truck down the driveway, stopped at the gate, and changed the code. Then I locked it tight. Then I cut the breaker that powers the exterior lights and flipped the main for the cabin's tiny solar backup. Total darkness except for the moon. From the woods, I watched Karen and her crew pounding on the door, trying to peek through the windows. No lights, no noise, no sign of me. They tried calling, no service out here. They honked the horn, nothing. After an hour of confused yelling and knocking, they gave up and trudged back to their SUV. Only then did they discover they were locked in. The gate wouldn't open without the new code. Eventually, they spent the night sleeping in their car because there's no lodging for miles. In the morning, I strolled up with a thermos of coffee, gave them my best grin, and told Karen I'd be happy to let them out once they agreed never to show up uninvited again. She started ranting about ruining her getaway, and how dare I? I just pointed out that next time, I'd have no problem calling the sheriff for trespassing. Funny how quickly she agreed after that. I opened the gate, watched them drive off with their half-frozen coolers, and changed the code again. Since then, Karen's never so much as looked me in the eye back in the neighborhood. I hear she still tells people I'm selfish for not sharing my cabin. I just smile every time I think about her miserable night in that cold SUV while I sipped coffee by my fireplace, alone. Exactly how I like it.